Welcome to the Hard Rap Cafe. I'm your host, Rocky Dennis. On this week's episode, I'll be interviewing Born Naturals, Bornatz, DX, the WILDKARD, as we talk about DX's Newport News, Virginia upbringing, as well as the origins of the Born Naturals. Also, being the only member of Mike Vick's Born Naturals and Allen Iverson's Cru Thik Dynasty Raiders. We'll also dive into the latest release, We in the Water, with features from Sick Mike, Big Oak Carter, Folklore, Mike Myers, and a host of others, as well as previously released No Days Off. So tune in as we tap in with DX the WILDKARD. Born Naturals, Bornatz, DX. Welcome to Hard Rap Cafe, man. It's been a long time coming, man. I appreciate you, man. How you doing? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. You know what I'm saying? I'm working hard. I mean, to be on your show, I'm working hard. You know what I'm saying? I feel good. I feel accomplished. I feel like, you know, it's going down. Virginia next. That's what I feel like.
I want to get into your background, man. Being born in Newport News, Virginia. How was that? And, you know, by way of what part of Newport News, Virginia did you come up in?
Oh, yeah, I'm from downtown, from the bottom. They call us the bottom boys, you know, downtown. I grew up in Ridley Circle. That hood right there, we produced a lot, you know what I'm saying? That's where Mike Vick is from. That's where Aaron Brooks is from. They played football, you know what I'm saying? So coming up in my hood, man, it was just like, it was the shit. I ain't gonna lie. We were struggling, but we had fun. We had fun. We came up in the height of the crack era. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you can imagine how, you know, what we came up from was like how it was then.
Running away from home at 12 years old, what was that like? I mean, you know, leaving the crib at 12, going out into a real world as a 12-year-old young man, child, whatever you want to call it. What was that like, and what are some of the things that you experienced during that time?
Oh man, and looking at hindsight, I was grown. I was before my time, but I didn't know I was being used as a vessel, because even from that time, bro, you know what I'm saying, God been working through me. But running away at 12, going on 13, bro, that was hard. But it's gonna sound funny, but crack made it easy. Man, I've been on my own, staying in hotel rooms, getting apartments, rental cars, feed cars. Like, it was adventurous, you know what I'm saying? Taught me a lot. It made me who I am, but I wish that on no child.
Right.
I seen that shit outside my door, man, and just thought it was more, you know, out there. But when I got out there, I really learned what life was about, because the projects that I hung in, man, that was Survival 101. I went on my own. It had to be about 93 when y'all heard my first cassette tape.
Your first cassette tape, is it a title to that?
Oh yeah, Tear Gas. Then we had the Prophecy joint. Man, it was just, yo. When I look back, bro, we've been doing this music for a long time, man.
What were some of the type of things that you would see, you know, as a young man in this time coming up in Newport News, Virginia?
I would say Newport News was thriving. Keep in mind, we had a shipyard. We had the world's largest shipyard here as well. You know, it was thriving though, man. We had events called the Spring Thing. You know, used to have Public Enemy down here, all the rappers, and you know, it was thriving. You know, it was I remember this. Let me say this, because I don't know why I take pride in this, because it's nothing to take pride in, but at that time, it was, and it made me feel good, so I always gotta give props. But they used to call us Baby New York, man. They said, man, this shit like a baby New York. So, you know, don't think them trees and them woods, don't let that shit fool you. These boys crazy. You know?
And that's real. That's real. I remember a time, you know, I could say that the phrase was coined, bottom of the north, top of the south. And for those of you that don't know, you know, Virginia would be like a melting pot or a cross section where the guns and the drugs met each other. You know, we had access to guns, and coming from up north, you know, the dope boys, you know, I know y'all heard stories of Alpo and Rich Porter and these guys. They would come to Virginia, Jay-Z as well.
Yeah.
And that culture kind of intertwined with each other. You know, a lot of people don't know that, man. What you got to say about those, you know, about that?
I mean, I remember the days when Jay-Z was down here, arcade days, uptown, you know what I'm saying? I remember those days. He wasn't even Jay-Z there. There's a rapper from around here named Don Faquan. That's the guy that signed. You know, but Don Faquan will let you know what I'm saying? Like, we've actually dealt with him. But that connection been so long that people are now starting to realize it, you know, as they meet people like that were there. Oh man, I remember. Okay. This area right here, from the time that I've been young, has been a money magnet. Let me say that. Period. Hampton Roads, the Peninsula, Newport News, Hampton. This is a money magnet. Like you know. We used to push the people who had talent out, you know. We used to push them out. We need to get behind this talent more, because a lot of people that made it to the world, like, people actually took their hard-earned money, you know, they blood, sweat, and tear money and put it behind people so they could get it in different positions and make it better for people, you know. I can't believe some of it is still here. Like Timberland, what the hell you listening to? For real, what you listening to? Like, Missy, what's y'all, you know, like, and you can't just put it on the people from this area for them to come back and do and get the hottest beat. But someone has something, man.
It's something, and it's something in the water. So
weed in the water. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah, listen, man. So that's a great point. So born in Newport News, Virginia, running away at 12 years old, coming up in Ridley Circle.
Now, keep it. I ran away. Sorry to cut you off, bro. But when I ran away, I'm from Ridley Circle, so I can't be through there because my whole family is looking for me. Like, carry your ass home. I done ran away to a project tougher than my shit. I started Good Song and Brookridge and Newsom Park, you know, that's a whole nother area than where I'm from, but they had us survive it. It's the same fucking area, bro. We just walk about 15, 20 minutes and we, you know, but they got us like we divided, you know?
Yeah, so basically you was in a neighborhood right down the street, you know, during this time, and your family and family friends is telling you, man, carry your ass home.
Yeah, if they see me, I seen you out with, son. I know you wasn't telling my mom why, cause you don't want her to know you was there. Doing
right.
Was doing.
That's a time, you know, and I want to just say this, you know, people use the term outside, you know what I'm saying, nowadays, you know, that was a time where we was really outside, like really living life, really, you know, in the community, you know, just growing up, man. And it molded us in a certain way. Now, what I want to ask you is your love for music and hip hop. You know, where did that come from? And, you know, who influenced you in that manner? Like, when did you realize, man, this is something that, you know, I want to be a part of?
Well, I know I always been a part of hip hop, but it wasn't music at first. You know, we used to break dance, which later evolved to housing. We used to dance off house music. We was nice. Before we rapped, we were dancers. And
so the first, you know, now I just want to bring up, you know, the Born Naturals, you know, your crew, you know, right. the Born Naturals, Born Nats, Newport News finest, Virginia finest. When y'all got together, you know, and started off in hip hop, like you say, it was dancing first.
Yeah, it was dancing first. It was just a group of guys. We just into middle school. We becoming popular, and what set it off, me and my guys, we did a talent show one time. And that talent show went to us joining a group called Dance Troupe, you know. That was a popular group around my way. But what really made me love music and know that I was gonna do music, it was an accumulation of things. I want to credit Yo MTV Raps and stuff like BET, because then you would see the rap, but you wouldn't see it as much. But it touched me in my hood to be an MC, because the people that I saw doing it, I was the people who I looked up to. But for some reason, it wasn't cool to do what they was doing, but they was doing that shit to the fullest, like the people that you see on TV. You know, it used to be a crew around here called the Ganja Crew. They were actually crew members of some DJs who became world famous DJs from my area called the Buddha Brothers.
DJ Law.
Yeah, DJ Law.
Yeah.
You know,
rest in peace, DJ Law. Yeah.
And he had his other brother too. You know what I'm saying? Christopher Belch. But what happened was I seen Marty and Dice. That was their name, man. They was fly, man. They'll come to the hood. I think one of them was in the military, but they were very different. They was bringing different stuff to our community. But thing that's when I first saw it, like, yo, them niggas rapping. Oh shit, this is cool. But I didn't want to do it then. I didn't do it until I saw a couple guys from around my way doing it, and they made it more believable. Like, they had the jewelry that the rappers had. They had the cars, the girl. They had. I'm like,
would those individuals by any chance be Troy Catchmore, Dexter Johnson?
Yeah, man. Cru Thik, man. Cru Thik, yo. They had Bloody Red, Kevin.
Rest in peace,
those
Bloody
brothers
Red. Dexter Johnson.
Yeah, they didn't need rap and was doing it. Let me say that. They didn't need rap. They ain't need the rap, you know what I'm saying? In my eyes, you know what I'm saying? In my eyes, I'm looking at them like they had it all. But what made me want to keep doing this is when they walked up to me and said, it's like all the people that I looked up to walked up to me and was like, yeah, you got this, you studied this, you learning. They giving me my props now. They like, I even heard one of them say, I'm gonna be a problem if I keep on.
DX has music with great replay value, and you can feel that shit, man. It's the struggle, it's the real life of real individuals, you know what I mean? And any of y'all lyrical miracle niggas with the ABC, you know, whatever, like, don't get it twisted, you know what I'm saying? Niggas will get up there and do that shit with you all day fucking long, bruh. Like, because I'm saying, you know, I feel DX music, or he got music with replay value. Don't think that the nigga won't get up here and bar you the fuck down. That's not a question. It's not an issue, but you have figured out a different method of connecting with the everyday people, you know. You know, I mean,
they tell you where they come from. They come from, and I want to say it in a positive way because I don't want it to come off wrong. That come from being tested. That come from man shopping at man. That come from like you. That come from brothers like Ty Gracie. That come from brothers like Mike Myers. Never will I be in Peddler's Village and I don't have my shit together. Yo, ever run up on me? That's why we love each other so much, because it's like the Willie Lynch syndrome in my area for a minute, until brothers like Point Guard, to brothers like you, to brothers start stepping up and saying, yo, we not gonna have this Hampton Newport News division.
I'm glad you said that, bro, because what ultimately I would love people to know and understand is that we family, man. You know, niggas be fucked up. I don't know what they be. I can't think for nobody, but as far as a relationship with brothers like yourself, or the Bornatz in general, brothers like Sick Mike, you know what I'm saying, or Boogie, or these people from different places, man, we connected, bro. We love each other. You know what I'm saying? We fought for this shit for years, nigga, and sacrificed, you know, and lost people behind this shit. So
why you think I wanted to be up here? You feel me? Somewhere in your life and somewhere in my life, both of us stayed connected to a higher source because we rose over a lot of shit that, you know what I mean?
I feel like, you know, the Born Naturals, man, to me, and what DX, you know, Abu, you know what I'm saying, Naheem, all y'all brothers, bruh, you know, rest in peace, I God, you know what I'm saying, have brought to the city and the town, you know what I'm saying, like, it's so powerful, bruh. You know what I mean? Even down to y'all logo. Now, I want to ask you about the Born Naturals logo and how did that created? How did that, you know, get created and who was responsible for that? What was the conversation? What was the conversation when that logo came about?
Yeah, well, the logo y'all see now with the pregnant woman and the roots, that's our second logo. Our first logo came from See Now, Pinky. One of my group members drew the first joint. It was the pregnant stomach, but it was just a stomach with the child in it, with the umbilical cord, the child about to come out or whatever. But we ran with that for a while, and we came up with a new logo. And Delvin, y'all might know Fast Eddie. Delvin. Right. Shout out my homeboy Wink Wise. That's like my big brother. That's my manager for real. But you know what I'm saying, we'll get to that. We just needed something going forward to represent us as a unit. So we sat around. We used to have this joint called the Po' Boy Special, PBS. You know what I'm saying? We got to take the turkey meat with the vegetarian beans, with the onions and the green peppers and the rice. That was a good ass meal too. But we sat around and we collectively thought of that, bro. And we took it to Delvin. They stayed on his ass until they liked it. Nah, do this, nah, do that, nah, do this, nah, do that. But collectively, bro, we thought of that shit, bro. And it's so crazy that you said something about that logo because I've had people in my inbox saying, can they just buy that logo?
Like, we always loved that logo. Like, you know, it stood for so much. It was so powerful, man. Like, if motherfuckers was deaf and they couldn't talk, you know what I mean, in sign language being powerful and symbols, you know, symbolism is powerful, you know, it speaks a language. It really, you can have a whole conversation with a picture, bro. So when I see that Born Naturals logo, it's such a statement, you know what I'm saying? But
you know, Born is 9, so it was 9 MCs,
right?
And those roots, represent the unity and the strength that we have, and the togetherness that we have.
The Newport News Foundation really circled coming in, you know, getting into hip hop as far as the culture and dancing. You know, Kibbles and Bits was the name.
That was our first name. That was our first name. We wasn't even Born Naturals. All of us had names after cereals. I was Tricks. My homeboy was, like, we had Cocoa Puffs. We had, like, yo, tell you a story. Let me tell you about Kibbles and Bits before we start rapping. There's a guy in our area. His name is David Pope. He used to love to wear polo. Kibbles and Bits. This is how we used to make our money, right? We'll find niggas like Dion Richardson, David Pope. Like, we'll find certain niggas that wear that polo.
Right.
And we'll let them know we going on a run today. What y'all need?
What y'all need, nigga?
No, listen. But I'm like 13, 14 years old.
Right.
Back in my life, like, how I'm in the mall taking polo for these niggas, and they contacted me like, yo, y'all ain't doing nothing today. Like, but nah, let's just go to show you how wild my city was in hindsight. Because I see some of these 13-year-olds and I see some of these 14-year-old kids, and I have to sometimes become more patient because I'm looking at them to be more advanced. But no, they're where they need to be. They don't need to rush. I was rushing. Bitch, I was tossed in the fire. I see some people from my area, man, that was the age where I first became independent. And I'm meeting guys like Uncle Jay. And when we was talking about rapping and who made me want to rap, yo, you got kids in Hampton, Uncle Jay and Tip Top back in the early 90s. I'm talking about like their whole day consists of bouncing off each other, like freestyling. I came up around Tip Top. I came up around Uncle Jay. Like, they was on Shell Road killing shit. My Aunt Regina stayed on Shell Road. I was living in Newport News, but my mom would send me to my dad's side of the family. Like, nah, you going with them, this, you know? And let me tell you something, man. Like, they made sure, like, put it like this. You couldn't say no bullshit around there. Tip Top. I want to shout out Uncle Jay too. Uncle Jay was the one who said, this the line that made me want to rap. Y'all gonna laugh, but this shit was fly to me. I'm like, yo, anybody say something like this is nice. He said, I ain't a high roller, but call me a roller coaster. Like, yo, I can do this. I can do this.
So basically, man, what I'm getting, like, you know, a child of the city, like, you're a child of the city, bruh.
Hey, look, let me tell you something. Remember I was telling about going from a Really Circle to Woodson?
Right.
I wasn't automatically accepted. Let me say that. I ended up out there, the guy Tony Mack. It was a guy named Tony Mack, Tony Mack, the real T-Mac, Tony Mack. My cousin Sean had a friend, Kenny Moore. I would go out there. Sean had the friend Kenny Moore. I would go out there. So that's my attachment to it. But when I got out there, the brothers weren't fucking with me, bro. Like, look, right. Nigga, what's going on? You know? But they actually tried to jump me. Let's put that out there. Guys like Lil Wolf, Brian Garmany, Greasy, BG. Because Derek Allison them and Red Derek Allison, they was trying to whip my ass. But those guys like that, they had respect for my family. So they said, look, we don't like them either, but we don't dislike them. But why do you fight? We're not going to jump them if that's what they were saying. You're one-on-one. Guess what? Don't fuck with him. All right.
So that's so real, bro. Like, and I want to just say, like, I know, you know, the Virginia culture, I can attest to. That's a part of it. You know, when you show up in these different neighborhoods, even if you from the area, man, you got to fight your way through. You do. Ain't no new shit around here. That's why I be tripping when they say we so divided. We ain't divided, bro. We stick together around here. You know what I mean? Maybe in the music lane, you know, people feel like the entertainers don't do enough to get back to our community, but I don't feel that way. I feel like we stick together. I feel like everything takes time. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like we should be honored to learn from some of these guys that make it from where we from. That way we can know how to play it, what to do, things of that nature. We've all been connected. Now I can't speak for everybody, but I know as far as me and yourself to certain individuals. Now, I want to ask the question that I'm about to present to you. The name Born Naturals has become synonymous with Michael Vick as Cru Thik with Allen Iverson. You know, so what I want to ask you is, how did those the different areas we talking about? All of us from different areas, but we from the same area. These people try to keep us from claiming it as the same area. So I'm from Really Circle, which is where Mike Vick is from. Okay. All right. Where I moved is the territory where the guys that would eventually become Cru Thik, that's where Allen Iverson, you know what I'm saying? To break the ground, let me just say that, of being MC, you know, with a powerful voice, you know, amongst 50, 60 niggas, you know what I'm saying, that will rap niggas down to the fucking ground. We never played around with this shit, you know what I'm saying? For you solely, you know what I'm saying? DX, the wild card, you know what I mean? Born Naturals, Born Nats DX, you know what I mean? to be the only fucking MC, bruh. You know what I mean? To have a stamp and be a part of both of these legacies and dynasties and eras of MCs, dog. You did that, you know. Born Naturals is a hands down. Anybody that know you and heard about you and know the music shit, that's you know goes without being said. Niggas know that's DX, nigga Bornatz. But today here on Hard Rap Cafe, nigga, we letting it be known. You know what I'm saying? Me, Danger, as a Cru Thik member. You know what I'm saying? Dynasty Raider. You know what I'm saying? Iron Curtain, Mike Knight. Nigga, you have always, you know, you have been a part of Cru Thik as well. Like, I don't know if people know this. I'm telling y'all right now. You know what I'm saying? DX, man. Born Naturals DX, you know what I'm saying? Is a Born Naturals member and also part of Cru Thik, man.
It's crazy because to be able to be a part of both of those movements, first of all, is honorary. Let me say that. Second of all, it's damn near impossible.
It ain't no damn near about it. You was able to circumnavigate that.
Crazy because I was talking about being a vessel. You have to let God use you as a vessel. No matter where you at in your life, recognize that you're only a vessel. And if you're not being used, your ass gonna get away from here. I was already on a street level setting it up. So what happened was, because to be a part of Mike Vick Cru and to be a part of Allen Iverson Cru, that's damn near impossible during that time, because we've gotten way better to show the world that we
Nah, real shit. So let me just interject real fast. I want to give props to you and my brother Bubba Chuck. You know what I'm saying? For some kind of way seeing through all of that and connecting with each other. You know what I'm saying? Now, with that being said, how did that feel when Bubba Chuck came and reached out to you and got you and y'all hooked up on some other shit to show niggas the possibility of what it could be, you know?
Yeah.
You know, crossing those lines and just coming together, bro. How did that feel to you, man, to be chosen to do that, bro?
Yeah, man. Chuck was the first one who showed the community we have to grow. We need to grow. There's so much opportunity on the table for this area, and I'm bringing it. I'm gonna do my part. Y'all do y'all part. So we had to let a lot of shit go. Let me tell you how hard it was to even accept the call from Chuck. I was already straight. My man just signed for $137 million. Nigga, I go outside the front door and throw the football with. I didn't even have to answer that call. I didn't want my man to feel a certain way because he had just hosted my mixtape. You got people like Fat Joe, Jadakiss, Jim Jones at that time who at the peak of their career asking Mike Vick to do a mixtape. He's telling them, no, I'm not doing anything until my man DX come home because he's gonna crush all of this shit. So when I get the call from Bubba Chuck, it's on some shit like, yo, we already. But see, Oop got so much respect for Chuck, bro. Vic has so much respect for Iverson, bro. Like, you know,
and vice versa. I feel you.
With my brother and make sure that, yo, you ain't gonna take it like I'm, you know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't want no ill feelings between me and you. Because
right.
I'm with him, this man say he wanna do some shit with the music that we setting up to do, but our shit ain't in years. We already know how our itinerary go. I ain't up for a couple of years. I got the guy from Block Entertainment who Puff Daddy just gave all these millions to run Bad Boy South in my head. He like, yo, if your niggas really love you, bro, you would be on today the way you rap. Like, I give you this $150,000 right now. Block Entertainment, the realest. Yo, man, let me come in his studio and run up like a $20,000 tab for free. He ain't care about none of that. You feel me? He said, I got an outlet to get you out there. So when I get the call from Iverson, it's really at the wrong time. I already turned down $150,000 plus the points that I received on the back end for 2 albums. All to keep it real with Bad News. I told him, we're going to do this the Newport News, Virginia way.
the turning down of that situation, and I can attest to this personally from shit that I went through. But talking to you, you have your own family and loved ones and people that count on you, man.
The thing with when Chuck called me, it was kind of like off balance because I didn't see it then, but I was just like, what do I owe this? I never knew. And let me say this. Chuck was the first one that showed us that, like, if we can't get over certain shit, ain't none of us gonna get nowhere. Cause I'm gonna put it out there, the crews didn't fuck with each other. All right?
Real shit.
There was so much street shit going on.
Yeah, streetwise, definitely.
Chuck gave niggas the example of how the crew supposed to be, and Cru Thik was living. When I got the call from him, you have to realize this at the peak of this man's career.
Peak, nigga.
And it's at the peak of my man's career.
That's crazy, bro.
I have to reassure my man that I'm not going over here because I'm thinking his bag bigger or
any of that
or anything. That's the conversation I have to have with Vick. I don't like to say this, but I was kind of like a pawn in that situation. You know what I'm saying? You never treated me like that. Let me tell you a night you might not remember. All right. I'm in Philadelphia. I'm doing the Jeezy concert. I'm opening for Jeezy. Now, Jeezy is not Jeezy. He's gonna be now. So powerful that he can go in somewhere and say, let my man do this. And this shit gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. Yeah, especially in Philadelphia and Newport News.
Man, what's the name that put me in front of Charlie Mack from, Charlie Mack, like, what y'all gonna do with him, y'all? Will Smith.
Will Smith, nigga,
Will Smith manager, like, if y'all ain't gonna do nothing with him, give him to me.
Right. and Meek Mill, Will Smith, Meek Mill.
Yo, let me tell you a story about Meek Mill. Meek Mill used to follow us to the club in Philadelphia, bro. I got Meek Mill number. He was on the rise. He was becoming that nigga. I knew him because I kept up with that type of shit. They didn't. So I gave him my number in the club. He used to hit me and be like, yo, what club y'all going to next? What club y'all going to next? So I knew Meek Mill before Meek Mill was Meek Mill. You got to understand, when I was running around in Philly, the nigga Beanie Siegel was like the godfather of Philadelphia. Yo, Beanie know about Newport News, Virginia. I was telling you about the night in Philadelphia where I performed at the legendary Horizon Plaza.
Okay.
That's the boxing joint.
Right.
All right. Moni Love hosted. All right.
Love Moni Love.
Easy wasn't the man that he was becoming.
Right.
I'm opening for him on a certain amount of cities because Chuck put that word in.
Right.
Let me tell you something, man. I perform. Philadelphia ain't fucking with you if you can't rap.
Not at all. They
I bought from the back, like, yo, I need everybody up here. I seen major figures in there. They up there on the they got their own section.
Like, yo, yeah.
They send they niggas at me, everybody. But what I want to say is this. I love Philadelphia, first of all. Philadelphia is fucking crazy. I love Philadelphia. But let me say this. Once I saw the buttons that could be pushed, I wanted to get better. But when I left the show at the Horizon Plaza, it quickly let me know that this is a bunch of bullshit going on that I ain't got nothing to do with. Come to find out, man, and shout out Iverson, man, because she's so real. That woman is a
juicy man.
Look, listen. Now you know how
if it's a mama in Newport News.
If it's a mama in Newport News, that's how mamas in Newport News act. My mama, when y'all get a shot of my mama, I was just turned up to this max.
Hey man, my son that I just put you on the phone with.
Yeah.
I'ma just cut to this right fast.
Yeah.
I would take him to the games, right, as a baby, and I would just give him away. I would give him to her. You know what I'm saying? He would come back with lipstick all over his face, every fucking jersey and, you know, the sleeve, all the shit he would have, man, because of Miss Juicy. You know what I'm saying? I love
Hey,
her,
yo,
man.
let me tell you, man, Miss Ann is no joke, bro. Like, it's a restaurant around here called Harpoon Larry's. First of all, let me take you back to the Horizon Plaza after my show.
Okay.
After my show, Ty Gracie did everything he could to get to me, right?
Right.
And when I seen him, you know I'm gonna stop for him.
Right.
Niggas around me like, yo, man, don't talk to him, yo, fuck that, bro. Like, keep it moving. I'm like, yo, I'll see y'all at the van, bro. I'm grown.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because at this time, bro, like, I got my own money, bro. I ain't here for none of that shit.
I saw you put the Ty Gracie episode on your page too, man. Shout out to that. I seen that last night.
Listen, let me tell you something. If it weren't for Ty Gracie, I won't be who I am today. I'm going to tell you why. And all my born that niggas attest to this. They used to treat us like, yeah, you all right, but nigga, you still in the hood. Let me tell you something. I'm getting vision, nigga. I'm seeing this, nigga. I rap with this nigga and that. Like, he always made me say, okay, bitch, I'll be there. They was in the life before us. They already was, they had lapped America twice by the time my man got his contract.
Nah, real shit. So after the show, you seen Ty Gracie. You said
we chopped it up, man, so thorough. Everybody mad at me for talking to him. I don't know what's going on. But I see my man in Philadelphia. It ain't hit me. He ain't with us. He supposed to be with us. He on the other side of the fence, so I'm talking to him. He said, yo, do your motherfucking thing, dog. He said, I always rooted for you. He said, I'm happy for you even if it ain't me. And I'm looking and I'm like, nigga, it's us. What you talking about? Gracie never hated. Gracie could have told me what was going on, but he didn't. I didn't find out till I left that meeting, bro. I left that meeting and then we had a Sprinter van. This is when the Sprinter vans first came out. Allen Iverson was one of the first people with it. And when we see somebody, we don't give a fuck who they is. We keep it moving. And I'm like, yo, that's fucking Eric Jackson from fucking Aberdeen, nigga. Like, how the fuck I'm gonna walk past him in Philadelphia?
Right.
Y'all crazy? So it started coming to me like, hold on, what's going on here? And yo, it ain't hit me until I was back in the city. And I went to this little place around here where we just, you know, all of us congregate at. You know what I'm saying? Like, after a good days of work, everybody want to get here and get some good seafood. That's Harpoon Larry's. I see people, I know, I'm chilling. But when I go around to the next area, I see fur coats and I see shit that don't be in here. Automatically, I migrate towards that. Like, Ty Gracie told me everything except why I was where I was at. He told me he was happy for me. He told me do my motherfucking thing. He told me ride that way. He told me do whatever. You know what I mean? He was happy. Yeah. He wasn't no hater, Ty Gracie. But let me tell you how I got there. Because of you and Ty Gracie. I never knew that.
But see, I'm glad you said that. People don't know that, right? But this is what I want to say that you said that. And this will be talked about in upcoming episodes of Hard Rap because we got to get into that. But you are absolutely correct. You know, the relationship with Ty Gracie and Bubba Chuck has been tumultuous, ups and downs. You know, I've been a person in the middle of those things because both of those are my brothers and we very close, you know. Yeah. And you know, we always had love for you and the Born Naturals, and rest in peace, man, Abu the Butcher and I God, and you know, we are raised off of these times, man. It never changes. You know, the money got involved is one thing, but our values and the respect that we have never wavered. You know, that's why I never knew this story that you telling me now about when you seen Ty Gracie in Philly. Now, my brothers told me don't talk to him, and I never want to go against anybody. But at the end of the day, I'm going to always do the right thing. Yo, they was saying, come on, move. I'm like, yo, this fucking Eric Jackson from Newport News. What the fuck we moving? Hold on. This ain't our nigga. Man, listen, New York don't love Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre, nigga.
No, listen, nigga. Joe Prince told me, he said, look, he said, I ain't here for the politics. He said, but Chuck ain't fucking with him right now, so right now there's a whole lot of shit going on, and I don't want you in the middle of it. And when I say
real
move,
shit.
No, look, he said, when I say move, you move. Now keep in mind, I ain't over here for that.
Nah, that's real. That's real.
Nah, let's get into it. Let's really get into it.
That's real, bro.
Nah, let's really get into it. Can we really get into it?
Man, that's what we here for.
All right, so now the nigga that's telling me what he telling me, I understand you're a nigga that don't like the niggas that I fuck with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We haven't outgrown that yet. I don't care how much money both sides got. We haven't outgrown what you did to my niggas.
Right, yeah. Lives lost behind this shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Real shit.
You haven't outgrown what my niggas did to you in retaliation.
Right.
But at that time, I'm forced to make a decision. So the decision I make is like, look, I'm going to talk to Ty Gracie. I'm glad you guys here to take me back to where we're going to. And after the day, I won't make this mistake anymore. I don't care who I see. I'm going to move how we move. I'm a nigga from the city who had money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not bragging or nothing, but I ain't get to where I got to just fucking bumping into it. I've been grinding. Right. I've been really helping people. I've been like, people got to bring, you know what I mean? At the time, it kind of, it's fucking me up. Because it's like at the end of the day, I got to make the right decision to keep this thing going.
So listen, bro, this was what people saw, and I would say in quotation marks locally. Nigga, you was on 106 in Park. You know what I'm saying? I want to know about that, bro. I want to know what that experience was about.
That was dope. I had just left the Atlantic City, and they say you going on 106 in Park. They say this is Iverson's first time on 106 in Park. He want to bring some magnificent talent through. Keep in mind, when I went up there, they was making the transition, and they had the girl going to be a girl fight. I forgot her name.
Me too. I know what you're talking about though.
Look up that lady. Going to be a girl fight or some shit like that. But she was up there, pretty little joint, whatever they making the transition. But look, when we first got to New York, they said, "Yo, we going to 106 in Park."
Right.
I said, "We going to 106 in Park?" They said, "Yeah, nigga, we going to 106 in Park." Now everything's being struck on me. It's okay. I'm ready. We go in there. Before we even get in the building, it's 200 people outside with fucking signs. We see a couple naked girls. They said Allen Iverson's gonna be there. Okay, we go on 106 in Park. We jump out. We see over 200 people just before you even go in the show. Now, when we go in the show, they pulled me and Chuck to the side. They said, "Y'all the two going on TV?" Chuck like, "Yeah, this is my man. I gotta look." It ain't even, look, that's what I fuck with him about. The show he didn't even give a fuck about going on 106. He never been up there. He don't care about that or nothing. I don't know if he was already had a show and had to go so he wouldn't cancel. But when he got up there, he told the people, man, like, it's all about him today. It's all about him. Look, we go in there, they snatch us to the side, they take us out of all the clothes we just left Dr. J's getting. They took us out of all of that. We didn't wear any of those clothes. When you get to 106 in Park, they put you in the clothes that fit what they are doing. They put him in some Jamaica shit, like a whole sweatsuit. What's them shits called with the feet? Velour, Joe. I'm laughing at it. I'm like, nigga. Then you go up there and you with this girl that's saying it's going to be a girl fight, and that's one of the hottest singles out. She up there with Big Tigger. Big Tigger asking you questions. They shining the fucking light on you. I mean, all of the offense on his, or, you know, not the offense, but all of the basketball team and shit, you know?
Yeah.
It was a wonderful experience, bro. I can't lie. I moved through there and just kept moving once I found out. I was telling you that I love and Mama Juicy, because she pulled me to the side and said, yo, let me tell you something. I love you. Because I told her, I said, I've been trying to contact, you know what I'm saying, my nigga for about a month and I can't reach him. She was like, and it get like that. And she said, let me tell you something, baby. She looked at me, she said, you don't know what's going on? I said, no, I don't know what's going on, Miss Juicy. I said, well, look, I'm gonna order some drinks and some shrimp and some fucking lobsters or whatever. You good with her? All right, so she want, this is what I want. She said, baby, she said, I don't know what my son and his best friend, one of his good friends going through. She said, but baby, he told that nigga, man, I could get another nigga.
Real shit.
And I just happened to be the other nigga, you know what I'm saying?
We in the water, out now. DX the Wild Card, produced by Marty G. Features from Sick Mike, Folklore, Mike Myers, you know what I mean, as well as others. Goddamn, Von G, goddamn, Von G. Yeah. Motherfucking, let me put up this shit.
We got
Big Oak Carter. We in the water, which came out on September the 1st, you know, all streaming platforms. Yeah. We got the features from Sick Mike. We got Mike Myers. We got Big Oak Carter. We got Von G.
Yeah.
We got motherfucking Folklore. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. I'm MD in my blood.
Roundtable Kings, Lone Star, Pay Homage.
Yeah, definitely. Pay homage.
Produced by Marty G. Incredible piece of work, man. Y'all go definitely tap into that shit, man.
We in the water. We in the water. We was talking about the record Smile earlier. How, you know, the record Smile, the record Smile. It's just we in the water. We letting them know what we go through. My son right now is doing time. And this is my son that I never ever thought will be doing time. He was born in Atlanta. But for me to bring my son back to the same shit that I fell victim to, it crushed me. And if you recognize each one of my albums, I have something that I'm touching my kids with. The No Days Off album.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The last record on that album is about my kids. You know what I'm saying? That We in the Water means so much to me because they don't recognize what we go through as man, I don't even know how to label myself, bro. Like, I'm not a thug. I'm not an intelligent hoodlum. Shout out Intelligent Hoodlum. We are the ones who could have ran the Fortune 500 company, but the environment and circumstances we in kind of swallowed us up.
I can look and see these players on these fields and courts and these MCs in these videos and booths, and I can smile and I'm okay with that. You know, I know what we brought to the era, bro. Like, and that's what run this culture, bro. You know what I'm saying? We Bad News Virginia. You know what I'm saying? Mike Vick, AI. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn, the Born Naturals, Cru Thik. You know, we influenced the world, and I don't have no problems about that. Niggas Hall of Fame, athletes Hall of Fame, MCs. And with that being said, man, my brother, the Born Naturals,
epic shit.
Born Nats, DX the Wild Card, you know what I'm saying?
DXDA Wild Card with a K.
DXDA Wild Card with a K. Hard Rap Cafe, you know what I'm saying? I'm your host, Rocky Dennis. We in the water out right now.